今晚的 Global National 国语新闻将为您报道。
联合国公布研究报告，指出人类就是造成气候转变的罪魁祸首。一位目前已经死亡的黑手党头目，数年前错误获得了38.1万元退税。阿尔伯塔省发生离奇房屋租赁纠纷。
Global National 国语新闻主播王航。
各位好，欢迎收看9月27号 Global National 国语新闻。气候转变被不少科学家称为是全人类面对的最大威胁。
And that is Global National for this Friday. Tonight, your Canada is Crow's Nest Pass in Alberta. Please keep sending your photos to our website, globalnews.ca. I'm Robin Gill. Hope you can join us here again tomorrow. Have a great night.
From Global Lethbridge, the evening news continues.
Good evening. The Kenyan government says its security forces have launched a major assault on the upscale Nairobi Mall, where an unknown number of hostages are being held by Al-Qaeda-linked militants.
Tonight on the evening news.
Muslim children targeted in daycare settings.
We want to denounce this. We want to show people what's happening.
Many fear the charter debate is fueling racial stereotypes. Coming to grips with illness.
Tip-top shape, physique like an underwear model, and he's having difficulty breathing.
A shocking heart attack hits the reset button. And refusing to pay rent.
We had a very good collaboration with the Calgary police in that case.
A squatter from Montreal finally arrested out west.
Now, from the Global Montreal studios at the corner of Peel and St. Catherine in downtown Montreal, the evening news with Jamie Orchard.
Hi there, thanks for joining us tonight. Well, just a few days after taking a very public stand against Quebec's proposed Charter of Values, members of Quebec's Private Daycare Association.
It's official. The numbers have confirmed that Reginians voted no in this week's referendum. And a close tally. There will not be a vote of non-confidence against the top U of R academic staff. Plus, the search continues. The family of a missing girl is combing through a bird sanctuary in Radisson after they received a tip from a former friend.
From the Global Regina studios, the evening news with Whitney Stinson.
Good evening, and thank you so much for watching. It's been 8 months in the making, but the tally is in. The numbers from this week's wastewater treatment plant referendum are official.
The health region explains a spike in extended hospital stays, putting pressure on the system and limiting capacity for new patients. 6 years after her daughter disappeared, a mother hopes to jog the memory of people who may be able to help. And a bumper crop and then some. Saskatchewan farmers are running out of ways to store their plentiful grains.
Live from the Global Saskatoon studios, the evening news with Julie Mentenko.
Good evening, and thanks for joining us.
The Alberta oil industry continues to provide jobs for Okanagan residents as a local company lands a $100 million contract. A terminal cancer patient speaks out. Are health agencies deliberately dragging their feet in providing the transportation he needs? And you could call it a routine prank, but the police response at the Valley's largest shopping center was anything but.
This is Global Okanagan News at 5 with Rick Weber.
Good evening. From a resumption of train service to an expansion of an aeronautic business, we begin tonight with several good news developments on the Okanagan economic front.
Tonight on Global National, the cop who preyed on children.
Used his authority to falsely arrest, abduct, and confine people.
More victims and allegations of a cover-up. New proof of climate change. The evidence that blames us. But is the warming starting to flatline? Plus, a landlord's nightmare.
I declare freedom for my people.
One free man is arrested, another takes his place.
Global National with Donna Friesen. Reporting tonight, Robin Gill.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. It is one of the worst abuses of power.
The so-called Freeman is no longer. The man who claimed a rental property as his embassy is taken away in handcuffs. But is this bizarre landlord-tenant nightmare in the Northwest finally over? Well, the latest ahead. This is the News Hour. Here's what else we're working on.
Tonight on the News Hour.
A heart-wrenching tragedy for an Alberta family.
What a waste of life.
6-year-old boy on his way to school is struck and killed by a school bus. It's a stretch of highway notorious for close encounters with wildlife.
I've struck one myself, and it came right through the windshield.
A look at what's being done to make the drive to Radium safer for you and those animals.
Now from Global Calgary, the News Hour with Gord Gillies and Linda Olson.
Good evening. We begin tonight with a heartbreaking story out of St. Albert.
Now from Global Edmonton, the News Hour with Gord Steinke and Caroline Devaney.
Good evening. We begin tonight with a heart-wrenching story out of St. Albert. A 6-year-old is dead after being struck by a school bus this morning.